Hello and welcome back to Rosie Sews Modern Vintage. I'm Rosie and it's really lovely to have you here today. If you have seen my latest post on Instagram, or if you have been over to the Felicity Fabrics blog, you will know that I have recently started to create my first capsule wardrobe, and I thought it would be a perfect opportunity to tell you all about it on a vlog. So grab yourself a cup of coffee and we will get started. Now, some of you watching might think, why on earth would anybody create a capsule wardrobe? I love to have lots of choice in my wardrobe, loads of things to wear, and I don't want to have to worry about everything matching. And that is absolutely fine. I've been like that my whole life and got by perfectly well. But this year, I just started to think about things in a slightly different way. So first of all, I found that I had clothes that I'd worked really hard on to make and that I really loved. Perhaps they were made out of a beautiful piece of fabric, or they were a really lovely shape and I felt really good in them, but I didn't actually really have anything to wear with them. So for instance, I've got one really beautiful blouse that I made recently as a pattern tester for Sew Me Something. I'm one of their ambassadors. It is the new Hermione top. And you will have seen it on my Instagram. I'm wearing it with a pair of wide leg black trousers. That is literally the only thing I have that matches it. So the fabric of the top is black chiffon with red lipsticks on it. So very up my street. And you might think, well, surely Rosie's got loads of things that would go with that. But actually I didn't, because I don't wear a lot of black. And the shape of the blouse just didn't work with all of my other trousers and skirts. So it just got me thinking a bit, and then I started to think about all of the fabric that I've used for clothes that maybe I'm not wearing. Perhaps I've even made them and I'm regretting making them because I don't like them, and I just started to feel a bit bad about that. I watched a documentary about how much cotton is consumed within the fashion industry, and I like to think that because I'm a sewist and because I think a bit more carefully, I don't sort of work with fast fashion, that I wasn't really part of that sort of extreme production of cotton. But then I thought, actually I'm buying fabric that maybe I'm not putting to really good use, so therefore I am kind of contributing to that damage to the environment. And then there was also the fact that I was opening my wardrobe, and even though I had loads of clothes that I loved, I didn't really feel very inspired. I didn't know what to wear with which. And finally, and I'm hoping that a lot of you will relate to this, is that my lifestyle has changed incredibly over the period of 2020. This time last year, or going into the spring, I would be wearing more glamorous clothes maybe to go out. I'd be wearing my heels a lot. I'd be getting dressed up at every opportunity. But now those opportunities aren't quite the same. Part of that's probably because we got a dog back in just at the end of the end of March. And we suddenly started to go on all these dog walks, which is fantastic and I absolutely love it. But those clothes that I was wearing before really weren't appropriate for dog walks. And at the moment, dog walks are really the only time I leave the house. So I wanted to try and create a wardrobe where I could still feel nice and good about myself, but comfortable to take the dog for the walk and practical as well. So those were my reasons for considering a capsule wardrobe. And so I did a bit of Googling and I came across a really good blog post, and the name of the blog is Pretty Simple Days. And she gave some really helpful information on how to create a capsule wardrobe. The other person that I found really inspiring was Susanna over at Threadquarters. You can find her on Instagram and also on YouTube. And I think it must have been last summer, she did a brilliant vlog where she created a capsule wardrobe to take on holiday. And I absolutely loved it. And it's kind of been in the back of my mind ever since then, but never really come to fruition until now. So I thought next thing I'd do is kind of share with you what I've learnt and the sort of the things that I have taken on that have helped me to create my capsule wardrobe. So first of all, everybody that I've sort of looked at who can advise on capsule wardrobes, first of all talk about having a look through your existing wardrobe and having a massive cull. So try on everything you can. Only keep things if they first of all fit, if they make you feel good. So some things might fit but you just don't feel that nice in them. If they're comfortable, or if they're not comfortable because it's like evening wear, are you going to be wearing it for the appropriate event at a later date? And did I also say this, that you just feel good in them? So with those things, it being comfortable, fitting and feeling good in them, that can really help you to kind of look objectively at every single piece of clothing in your wardrobe. Another thing that I did, I don't know if you've watched any of the Marie Kondo programs on Netflix where she helps people to organise their homes, and she talks about things sparking joy. So she says if you're not sure whether to keep or get rid of something, hold on to it and see whether it makes you feel joy. And it sounds a bit weird, but it actually worked really well for me. And there are certain items of clothing that on paper you'd say, well, they fit, they're comfortable, and they look all right, nothing wrong with them, and I feel okay when I wear them. But do they spark joy? No, which means that I probably won't be reaching for them in my wardrobe when I'm thinking about what to wear. So that was really helpful, and I had a massive clear out, and I've taken loads to the charity shop and passed some on to some friends as well. So hopefully those clothes aren't wasted. And that really helped me to then see what I had left in my wardrobe that I really loved and that I wanted to make sure I could wear. The next thing is to pick a colour palette. Now, for me, I absolutely love the 3 primary colours and the kind of shades within those primary colours. So for instance, red is my absolute favourite colour to wear, but I also really love pink and all the different shades of pink. As you can see by the wall behind me, I do love all of those colours. So we've got red and we've got the pink that comes from that. Then I also love yellow. I don't really suit the kind of lemony yellows, but I love a rich mustard yellow or ochre. I love a really happy sunshine yellow. Those are all gorgeous. And then finally blues. I wear anything from navy, light blue, turquoise. I like all those shades as well. So it made sense that I was going to use those colours as the basis of my capsule wardrobe. So the next thing that I learnt was to think about my current lifestyle and what I would find most appropriate for my life now. And that was a really good thing for me to think about because, as you know, I absolutely love vintage fashion. Yeah, those dresses from the 1950s and suits and all the rest of it, they are so beautiful. And when I see them in maybe a vintage fashion magazine or when I look on Pinterest, I've got so many vintage outfits from the 30s, 40s and 50s pinned to my Pinterest boards. And in my dreams, I would love a wardrobe filled with them all these glamorous outfits. But I just am not going to get to wear them. If they were hanging in my wardrobe, they would stay in my wardrobe because I just don't have the opportunity to wear them. That doesn't mean that you can't make something like that for fun. But while I'm trying to think about clothes that I really want to wear now, that wasn't going to work for me. So I needed to think about what would be appropriate. And I talked a little bit before about dog walking being the main activity in my life. Obviously I do other things, but not loads and loads. In the summer, obviously, you know, we'll have, if we're still under restrictions, we'll still have the opportunity to go and have picnics and maybe go to a quiet beach somewhere where there's not too many people. There's still fun things that we can do, but I wanted clothes that would work for that. So they've definitely got to be more comfortable, but at the same time pretty and something that would make me feel really good. So of course the next thing is, what did I make? Well, what I thought I'd do is just divide things down into sections. So first of all, blouses. I was approached by Sarah at Olive Road, London, who sells this just beautifully created selection of vintage fabrics that she finds here, there and everywhere. And so when there's a piece on her website, that is a one-off. So you have to grab it because otherwise it will be gone. And that'll be the last piece she ever has, very likely. And she approached me and asked if I wanted to work with her, do a collaboration on a project. So I said, yes, please, I would love that. And I got to choose a beautiful piece of fabric. And I chose a patchwork effect piece of cotton. And here is a photograph. So the top is a white base with navy lines creating a patchwork effect, and it's got all of my favourite colours in it. So it's got red, it's got yellow, it's got blue, and it's also got a bit of green in it as well. And I just thought this is perfect, it's going to go with so many things. So when I received the piece of fabric, it was 2 and a bit meters long, which was fantastic because you don't often get that much length in a piece of vintage fabric. And I think it was 1 meter wide, maybe a little bit less. So it was very narrow, which often happens with vintage fabrics. So I was kind of racking my brains as to what I could make with it. And somebody suggested the Adriana, well, it's actually a dress by the Friday Pattern Company. I'll put a picture here of the pattern, which is really simple. I wanted something simple so that the pattern could really shine. And I was able to get the 2 blouse pieces and a 3/4 sleeve out of my stretch of fabric. So I was chuffed to bits with that because I really wasn't sure. Because my sleeve was only 3/4 length, and because I don't really suit like a big blousey effect here, what I did is I tapered it. So it started off at its correct wideness here, and then it gradually tapered to the edge, to the final seam at just past my elbow, kind of here. And I was really pleased with it. I loved it. So that was a really fun project to take on. And I hope it's really showcasing nicely that beautiful fabric that Sarah so kindly sent to me. So that was my first blouse. And then with my collaboration with Felicity Fabrics, I chose a beautiful piece of viscose linen. Now, I've never worked with viscose linen before, but it is really, really nice. And I have to say that I will try and work with it again because it looks like linen. It's got that really nice slub effect that linen has, and just the texture that you don't really get with many other fabrics. But it has a nice drape to it, and it doesn't crease as much as linen. I'm not saying it doesn't crease at all, but I mean, it's just like normal fabric, not like mega crease like linen does. So I chose a simple blouse that I could wear untucked or tucked in, depending on what garment I was wearing it with, trying again to think about going with lots of multiple outfits. So I chose the Juliet top by Simple Sew. Now this is, you can make it whichever length you want really, from a blouse to a tunic to a dress. And it has waist ties that you tie at the back. But I didn't include the waist ties so that I could untuck it or tuck it in as I wanted. And I find it's just the right looseness to be comfortable but not look oversized when it's untucked. I'll pop a picture here of me wearing the top. And then I also chose some blouses from my existing wardrobe. And one of my favourites is the Elise blouse by Rosie and Me Patterns. And this one's made in a yellow floral cotton lawn from Hobbycraft. I made this a long time ago. I've had it in my wardrobe for ages, but I really, really love it. That was the blouses. And then, of course, don't we all just love our stretchy clothes when we're lounging at home? So my wardrobe had to include lots of stretch tops. And I have become rather partial to the Jennifer Lauren handmade gable top. I've tried a few others. So I've tried the Sew Over at Edie and also the Sew Over at Audrey. And I will show pictures of both of those. And I really love all of them, but the gable top for me just fits me really well. I love the neckline. This is a gable top. This is one from my capsule wardrobe. I like the neckline on it. I actually really like that it comes up high. Don't find the neck too wide. Yeah, just feel like it fits me really well. So I chose, so I've already got some. So I've got a red stripy one and a blue stripy one. And then I also chose some pretty fabrics from a few other shops. I went for this one, which I purchased myself. This is from Felicity Fabrics, one of their cotton jerseys. This one is amazing. This is my rainbow top, which I love so much. It is totally crazy, but you know, it's got all of my colour palette in it, so it's going to be it's going to go with multiple garments. Okay, so we've got stretch tops, we've got blouses, and the final thing is bottoms. And the first thing that I made was the Eve pants by Merchant and Mills. Now these are also made with some fabric that was supplied by Felicity Fabrics in exchange for my blog post. And I did quite a lot of tweaking to this pattern, so I increased the rise. I added I think it was 2 inches to the rise on the trousers, and I also added 2 inches to the length because I wanted something that I could wear in the colder months as well, because they are slightly cropped in the original pattern. This cord, this stretch cord that I made it out of, is absolutely delicious. It's so soft and so comfortable to wear. Yeah, I just absolutely love it. It was really nice to sew with, and I absolutely loved it. And I really like the shape of the Eve pants as well. I like the tapered leg, which I haven't often worn. I normally go for wide leg pants, so it was made a change for me there. And I really like it. I can wear my Juliet top untucked with it, or I can wear blouses tucked in like the Elise blouse. There's lots of options there. My second garment from this section, I've got to try not to say bottoms so many times, is my pinafore dress. So here's a picture of me wearing the pinafore dress with the Juliet top. And this is a mashup of the Madeleine skirt by Victory Patterns, which, as you know, is one of my TNT patterns. I love it. I've made loads. I just find it fits me really well, and it's the right shape. I just love it. But I'd seen a post by Roisin Muldoon where she had made a hack as well of the Madeleine skirt and the Pippi Pinafore by Jennifer Lauren bib. Now, although I had the Pippi Pinafore pattern, I've not made that before, so I decided to go for a bib that I had used before, which was for the Jenny Overalls, which is a Closet Core Patterns design. It's just a plain bib with the top stitching on the straps and on the pockets, and I'm super duper in love with this dress. It's made out of stretch denim, so it's super comfy again, but I do feel like I've made a bit of an effort when I wear it. I feel quite glamorous in it, even though I'm just wearing flat shoes and you know, maybe going for a bit of a casual look. I still feel really nice in it, so that is a definite win in my wardrobe. Then the final garment that I've got is a pair of ready to wear jeans, and they fit me so well and I love them so much that I've got no desire to try and make myself jeans, because these are absolutely perfect for what I want. So I've bought myself a couple of pairs of them, but they are really perfect. And I got them in the recent Black Friday sale where Collective had 40% off, so that was a big win, which is why I could get 2 pairs. So all of those things that I've shown you, they all work together. Some of the tops maybe I wouldn't wear with all 3 of those bottoms, but you know, they generally all interchange. And then obviously I mix it in with some coloured cardigans like this red one, which is from Cath Kidston, and you know, it all works together. So the final thing I should tell you is what I've got planned for the future, because I definitely want to continue to add to this capsule wardrobe. Now, my Black Friday purchases that I talked about before when I bought this, I also bought a beautiful kind of cranberry red sweater knit from Felicity's, and I would really like to make from that a Jennifer Lauren, fangirling over Jennifer Lauren today, juniper cardigan. I really love the cropped version, so I'd like to make one of those. I've also ordered some navy blue jersey from Minerva that I would like to make a navy version of the juniper cardigan. I love those cardigans because they're cropped at the waist. They really go well with the kind of high-waisted look that I like to go for with both my jeans, the Eve pants, and then it will also look really nice with the pinafore dress. So two cardigans in red and blue. And then for my next Felicity project, I am planning on making a full circle skirt from some gorgeous blue sparkly jersey, which I'm so excited about. And again, that will go with a lot of my garments that I've already made. So that's everything from me that I wanted to tell you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you're planning anything for your new 2021 wardrobe, please do tell me in the comments box below. I'd love to hear what your kind of plans are, what your inspiration is for your new wardrobe, everything like that. And in the meantime, have a lovely day and happy sewing.